Good afternoon, High Button sports fans. Welcome inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center for this afternoon's matchup between island rivals, the Cape Breton West Islanders and the hometown Sydney Rush. Puck drop delayed just a little bit here as we get going, as the Rush taking time to honor their senior and graduating players, as this, the last home game of the regular season for the Sydney Rush. Hard to believe, playoffs just around the corner. But we are set to go here in Member 2. Off the draw, through the neutral zone now, back into Rush territory. Picked up there, turned over, Islanders. Played him back now, Bass Christmas. Rims it around for Laporte. He's watched closely there by Davison. Now back up top for Watt. Watt in a puck battle along the boards, trying to get it in deep, and he'll do just that. In behind the goal now, Bass Christmas on the other side. He'll flip that into the neutral zone. Trenholm stops it at the line there for the West Islanders. McPhee chips that down the ice. Chipped right back out into the neutral zone as McPhee and Watt collide in the neutral zone. Now McGinnis through the neutral zone, leaves it there. Spins around, throws it into the corner, in behind the goal now, giving chase. On it there now. McDonald gives it up. Andrea skates it out. Delayed offside, so the Rush will have the tag up. That gives McGinnis time to skate it out of the zone and through the neutral zone. It knocked off his stick. Now Andrea over the line, stops up. 3 black shirts converge on him, but the Rush still come away with it. As the net comes off the pegs. Gives us an opportunity to talk about our starting goal. He's getting the nod in net for the Cape Breton West Islanders, Jack Bell. And at the other side for the Rush, Brighton Hardy. Now it's played ahead, chipped in by Chisholm. He gives chase. Thrown out front, Hardy gets the pad down and turns that aside. Deacon McPhee leaves it back there now as Morrison feeds it ahead for Gideon, but good heads-up play by McEachran, knocks that off his stick. Thrown out in front, off a shin pad and down the ice. Foot race now for that. Back to get it is McGinnis. Now with a head of steam here is Fleet. Colby Fleet steps around McLeod in behind the goal, but knocked off of his stick. Still with it now in a battle in behind the goal. Thrown out front as the West Islanders, Fleet trying to start a change. Now Chisholm. Good heads up play by Chisholm. Gets to the red line and dumps it in. Berman back to get it for the Rush. But instead, the West Islanders win a puck battle down low. Now thrown in front, that tipped off the stick of McDonald and up and out of play. Good pace to start this one. Again, the last regular season home game for the Sydney Rush. Hard to believe, another season just about in the books. As we get ready for the second season, the most important season. Playoffs, Bass Christmas. Head of steam now. Gains to the zone. Tries to take on 3 West Islanders, but it's knocked off of his stick. Chisholm, he gets up to get it. But the Rush control once again, and they'll try the breakout. McPhee ahead for Bass Christmas, who leaves it there for Miller. Miller's shot. Bell turns that one aside. Trenholm in behind his own net. Trying to find McGinnis ahead now. Here's McDonald one-on-one off of his stick, and Hardy turns that aside. Thrown across crease. Up top for Delaney. Delaney shot through a crowd. That one didn't miss by much. As the West Islanders start a change as they dump it right back in. Head contact penalty upcoming here. It will go against the Sydney Rush. Penalized player looks to be Ethan Miller. And we'll get our first power play of the game. West Islanders coming in here with a power play working at about 18% efficiency. Good for 10th in the league. Penalty killing, an area that the Rush certainly looking to improve upon. It's currently at 68%. Thrown out front, Hardy comes across, makes the save, puck still loose, but out of the sight lines of the referee, Steve Clark. And he will blow the play dead, and the Rush will take the face-off. Colby Fleet in to take the draw now for the West Islanders. And he'll win that draw cleanly. Fleet shot up over the net, but still in. Here's Trenum off the line, tries a cross-seam pass, but it hits a skate, and enough for the Rush to gain control and dump that down the ice. Power play unit now for the West Islanders will start to regroup. Up the ice comes Trenum, over for Hook Shorts. He'll go around the net. Deacon McPhee takes him out. In behind the net now, here's Watt. Lex Watt. Leaves it there. Cross ice feed. And they're going to count that one. Almost looked like it may have been kicked in. However, they are going to count it. And this looks like it'll be Colby Fleet's goal. Again, from up here, it looked like it may have been redirected. But no distinct kicking motion means that's a good goal, and the Cape Breton West Islanders score on the power play and have opened up a 1-0 lead. Miller chips that in behind the goal it goes. Ellis in to get it for the West Islanders, and they're out of the zone. Miller in a puck battle along the boards there with McEacker. Now they get tied up. Miller still on it. Spins off his man and into the corner it goes. Now Andrea. He's all tied up down low by the West Islanders defense. McLean stands up his man and away they come. Here's McDonald. His shot doesn't quite make it to goal as Morrison is able to tip that wide. Morrison still on it now for the Rush. Coda Lewis now in a puck battle down low, trying to get that puck out. Morrison will get it out for the Rush. They'll try to reverse course, and it's Angus McLean. Not able to get it past McNeil. McNeil walks in. His shot off Hardy's glove and up and over. And they're going to say that that hit the mesh. And we'll get a whistle. .14:03 to go here in the first period. West Islanders lead by a score of 1-0. Another shot turned aside by Hardy. Now McLeod chips it ahead for Bass Christmas. Hard on the back check are the West Islanders, and right back up the ice they go. Rimmed around, kept in at the line. Shot towards goal. Ends up in behind the goal. Now here's Bass Christmas trying to get a step. Not able to do so. Jack Bell with a couple big saves there. As that's a good chance off the rush for the Sydney Rush. Miller's shot from a sharp angle turned aside. Deacon McPhee tries to throw that in, comes right back up to McPhee. His shot blockered away there by Bell. Good pressure here from the Sydney Rush, trying to find an equalizer. Morrison not allowing the West Islanders to progress much further past the red line, so they'll have to regroup and try again. This time they won't connect on the pass, and icing will be the call. Face-off coming back deep inside Cape Breton West Islanders territory. McPhee's shot hits Guthrow on the way to the net. And McDonald skates it through the neutral zone. McDonald in, Hardy stops that one. Gideon has it stripped from him. Now Chisholm tries to walk around McPhee. Kept in at the line by Trenum. And again, that one tips up and out of play. These two teams will meet again tomorrow down in Port Hood. Little home and home to end the regular season for these island rivals. As the West Islanders currently leading the season series. A couple close games between these two teams throughout the course of the season. I'm sure they always bring it when they see each other coming up on the schedule. But for now, here's Ellis. Cross ice feed for McGinnis. Walks over, shot right into the crest of Brighton Hardy, and he'll hang on for the face-off. Ethan Miller in to take the draw now for the Sydney Rush. Here's Watt. Watt trying to walk himself off the half wall. Two Rush players collide, causing a free puck there for Davison, but Rush regained control. Bass Christmas leaves it there for Laporte. Laporte's shot. That makes its way towards Bell, and he will hold on. Face off now to the left of Bell. In behind the goal it goes. Rimmed around the boards. Here's Davison. He can't get it past Deacon McPhee. Now he'll recollect it, and now they'll get it in deep. Berman back to retrieve it for the Rush. He'll try and skate it out of the zone. Now chipped ahead onto the stick of Ethan Miller. Miller loses the handle in behind the goal. Allows the West Islanders to pick that one up. Watt now spins off, gets to the blue line. Not much further as Berman knocks it off his stick. Gideon, he can't get it out as Chisholm. Now the Rush will get it out of the zone. Here's McDonald skating onto it. McDonald can't get around the good stick there of Morrison. But the West Islanders still in the zone now. Almost a turnover in a very dangerous spot, but Gideon will take it up the ice now for the Rush. His shot tipped up and over the net. Morrison throws it on goal. Jack Bell turns that aside. In behind the goal, trying to feed it out front is Gideon. Still with it now in behind the goal. Chipped up top for Morrison. Morrison tries to feather it through. It hits a couple skates on the way there. And Chisholm will collect it for the Islanders. And Trenum. Nice little footwork there from McDonald. He'll rim it in and start a change. Quick shot. Better save from Brighton Hardy as, again, the offensive forechecking pressure now of the West Islanders has the Rush on their heels in their own zone. Rush will finally gain control and clear it down the ice. Little too far for icing, which gives us an opportunity to take our TV timeout.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them hi.
As off the icing call now, we get set for the face-off to come to the left of Brighton Hardy. West Islanders win that draw back cleanly. In behind the goal, Liam McLeod tries to chip it up the boards, but McEachran pinches in off the line and keeps the play alive in the offensive zone. Ellis, he'll get it down in deep into the corner. As a puck battle ensues in the corner before the Rush, again, not able to get it out. They'll try once more, but McEachran closes off the wall, and he'll start a cycle down low. Thrown down for McDonald. Up top, here's McEachran. His shot goes wide. Fleet skates onto it, and he'll cycle it back down low in behind the goal. Here's Chisholm for Fleet. Fleet back down low for McGinnis. Thrown out front to Rush. Try to get it out, turned over, and Hardy finds that puck once more and will jump on it to make the save. Aggressive forecheck from the Cape Breton West Islanders, causing all sorts of problems, putting the Sydney Rush on their heels in their own zone. But Brighton Hardy able to shut the door. West Islanders win another face-off back for John McGinnis. McGinnis had to watch Bass Christmas, so he had to leave the line, which allows it to skate. Bass Christmas trying to find Laporte. Knocked back into the neutral zone. Now they'll try and regroup and come in from the other side. McPhee rims it around the boards. Laporte tries to get there first, but Ben Guthrow off the bench. He can't keep the play in the offensive zone. Bass Christmas now gets over the blue line. He's got a head of steam. His shot kicked aside by Bell. Back up the ice they come, led by Delaney. Over the blue line for McGinnis. His shot, Hardy. Once more, right into the crest of Brighton Hardy. He will hold on for the face-off. 7:10 now left in the first period. Cape Breton West Islanders with that power play goal early on in this one. Currently up 1-0. Morrison. Head for Syllaboy. Cross ice feed for Gideon. Tries to feather it through for Guthrow, but it's knocked off his stick. And here they come, led by Davison. Head of steam, Davison trying to step around Berman. Drops it back for McDonald. Now back to Chisholm. Chisholm will throw it wide on purpose. Almost squeaks out in front, but nobody home there for the West Islanders. But again, this aggressive forecheck from the West Islanders, again, causing turnovers as the offensive zone time and pressure mounts. Gideon. He can't get it out. Chisholm comes off the blue line. But now it's over to Trenum's side. He'll throw towards goal. Tipped in front. Hardy kicks that aside. Rush under pressure. Can't get it out of their own zone. Now they will. Chisholm for Trenum. Trenum gets to the red line. Dumps it in. And he'll start a change. Morrison. Ahead for Lewis. Lewis gets tangled up at the blue line. Aiden McDonald now picks it up. Leaves it here for Ellis. Ahead can't connect with McDonald, and this will go the length of the ice for icing. Face-off coming back inside the West Islander zone. Into the corner it goes. Coda Lewis in there trying to work it free for the rush. As more bodies come in, and now Ellis will skate away with it. Tries to find Kieran McDonald, not able to connect, and Rush will try and get it right back up ice. Skating onto it now, Luke Andrea, his shot. That goes wide, and it'll climb up and out of play. Face-off coming deep inside the West Islanders territory. Colby Fleet in to take the draw, and he wins another one for the Islanders. In behind the goal, Bass Christmas in a fight with it. Interference call coming up. And it's gonna go against Colby Fleet. So the Sydney Rush will get their first opportunity on the power play here this afternoon. Area that could certainly use some improvements. Clicking at just under 12%. A goal here would be big. On the blue line, it's kept in, but now the West Islanders gain control, and they will send it the length of the ice. McLeod doesn't like his options, so circles back in behind his goal. Played ahead. And the West Islanders, McGinnis throws it right back into the Rush territory. McPhee for McLeod. McLeod walks around his man, gets to the blue line, and he'll rim it around the boards. McPhee throws it right back in. And the West Islanders will gain control and get it down the ice once more. 1 minute to go here in the power play for the Rush. 4 minutes to go in the period. Rush get called for icing. And the face-off coming all the way back deep in the Rush territory. Rush win the draw. McLeod's watched closely there by Hochschwartz. Now they'll get it out, and it's led by Miller. His shot right into the glove of Bell, and he'll hold on for the face-off. Scramble draw play, and it ends up into the corner, and Trenum finds a seam and gets it down the ice. 25 seconds left in the man advantage. And not much going so far for the power play of the Sydney Rush. Morrison sets up behind his own goal. Now he'll try and skate it out. Cross ice feed doesn't connect for Berman, and that's enough to allow McEachran to get it right back down the ice. Penalty over, teams back to even strength. But the net comes off its pegs, and that will be enough to get a whistle. Face off now to the right of Hardy. And the Rush are able to win that, but not able to get it out, as McEachran does another good job of keeping it at the line. Fleet in a battle down low with McLean, but good coverage on the back end by the West Islanders. They're able to keep that play in. Again, McLean and Fleet meet in the corner, shoulder to shoulder. Puck battling ensues. It comes free for McPhee. Rims it around, but again, once again, McEachran is there to keep it in for the West Islanders. Thrown out front. Here's Ellis' shot. Hardy turns that aside. Traffic in front of Brighton Hardy. Ellis once more, his shot. I think it hit his teammate on the way through. And McPhee will get it out of trouble. 2 minutes left here in the first period. Off the glass and out. Back for Ellis. McGinnis tries again this time. Now the West Islanders try the drop play, but nobody home. McGinnis back to get it. Laporte keeps that in, throws it in down low. Here's Aiden McDonald. He'll get it over the blue line. Dangerously in front is Berman off the boards, but John McGinnis there again. Doesn't get much further than him. From the red line, thrown right back in by the West Islanders. As these teams just throw the puck back and forth to each other. Now here's Laporte on the far side, but he is a step offsides with under a minute to play. Thrown in by McLean. Bell out to play it. One last chance here for the Rush, but it's broken up there by Trenum. Cross ice feed for Chisholm. He loses the handle on it, but regains control. Lewis is there, is fed ahead for Miller. Austin Miller's shot turned aside by Bell. 10 seconds now here in the first period. Miller in behind the goal. Puck comes free for Andrea. Thrown out front all over the stick of Lewis. And that will do it After 20 minutes here in Member 2, the Cape Breton West Islanders lead the Sydney Rush by a score of 1-0. We'll be back with second period action after this brief intermission.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
And welcome back inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for second period action between the Cape Breton West Islanders and the Sydney Mitsubishi Rush. After 20 minutes of play, Cape Breton West Islanders with a 1-0 lead off a power play goal in the first period. Off the stick of Colby Fleet. And the West Islanders out shooting the Rush 15-10 in that first period of play. Deep in Rush territory now. They try to get it out, but rimmed around. Trenum's shot. That just goes wide. Some deadwood on the ice, and the puck ends up in behind the goal, trying to stuff it in there. Hook short, but Brighton Hardy gets across, taking away the post. Still battling now down low. Thrown out front. Hardy has it squeak through the blue paint. Trenum winds and fires. His shot just goes wide. Good pressure here once again by the West Islanders. Aggressive on the forecheck, causing all sorts of problems and turnovers in Rush zone. Trenum tries again. That goes wide. Now rimmed around. McLeod trying to get there, but Trenum is first on it. Can't get it in. McPhee just trying to relieve the pressure, and he'll do that. Bass Christmas can't get it through. Here's Watt. Lax Watt trying to feed the trailer, but McPhee will break that play up, and now the Rush will able to get it out. Bass Christmas feeds it for Laporte. Christmas shot. That's up and out of play. Good start to the period for the West Islanders, trying to pick up where they left off. Now the Rush. Luke Andrea in to take the draw. He'll win that back. Berman's shot, that gets through, and Bell will tip that up and out of play, so we'll do the face-off all over again. And it will come up to the right of Bell. Andrea in to take the draw against Fleet. Fleet will win this one. Puck jammed up along the boards, and they try to work it free. Fleet, and I believe that's Coda Lewis in there, puck battling along the boards. It's not, it's Miller. Austin Miller's shot. That tips at the last second. Now off the glass, Watts skating onto it. Hardy is going to play that puck just out of his reach. Rush will get it out of the zone, down the ice, and far enough that they're able to start a change. Cross ice dump. Berman has it knocked off his stick now. Here's Watt in behind the goal. Lex Watt looks at his options, finds Ellis at the top. Cross seam play down low, thrown out front. Hardy kicks that one up and over the net. Still with it now. There's McGinnis, or Davison, pardon me. But the Rush get it out, and here is Gideon. Shot high off the glass and enough to get out of the zone. In behind the play now is Syllaboy. Syllaboy's shot, Bell. Quick save there as Syllaboy comes off the bench in behind coverage and finds a loose puck. Big save by Bell, keeping this a one-goal game. Guthrow in to take the draw for the Rush. He'll win that. Syllaboy with another shot, another kick save by Bell. Now Chisholm feeds that ahead. Cross ice feed, now trying to skate onto it is McDonald, but Morrison breaks that play up. In behind the goal it goes. Morrison loses the handle on it. Here's McDonald's shot kicked aside. Gideon picks that up. He loses the handle. Now still on it down low is Hunter McDonald. Rush finally get it out, and it's Syllaboy. His shot leaves it there in behind the goal for Sam Trenholm. Lead pass trying to find McDonald. Doesn't connect, and icing will be the call. Extracurriculars after the whistle in behind the play. As Morrison and Kieran McDonald exchange a few words. Face-off will come back inside the West Islanders territory. Draw one there. Bass Christmas with a quick release off the draw. Bell has had to make a few quick reactionary saves here in this one. Left there now, but big hit right there. Bass Christmas coming in to help his teammate. Doesn't like that. As Kieran McDonald delivers a monster hit on Laporte. And quickly in to help out his teammate is Bass Christmas. As we'll get this sorted out. So McDonald and Bass Christmas make their way to the penalty box. See if any extra minutes will be handed out here. I mean, extra 2 coming up to Bass Christmas. So a power play for the Cape Breton West Islanders. And again, Bass Christmas coming into the aid of his teammate Laporte, who takes a massive hit from Kerry McDonald. And when it all shakes out, the West Islanders now on the power play. 1 for 1 on the afternoon so far. Trenholm shot tipped in front. Save there, Hardy. Fleet in behind the goal on his knees, plays it ahead. Oh, cross ice feed as Watt not able to converge on that. Trenholm drops it there for Chisholm. Trenholm in front, no goal. Waved off right away. Looks like interference penalty upcoming here, as it appears as though Colby Fleet knew right away he was the guilty party, as he went to the penalty box and didn't even bother to fight it. So in a turn of events now, 4-on-4 hockey for a minute 33, as the Fleet penalty negates the power play for the Islanders. Lots of ice out there now. Now lead pass ahead in all alone. Good back check there by McPhee. Will Chisholm looking for a hooking call. He thought McPhee's stick might have got it up on the hands and not allowing him to complete his play. Maybe even hoping he might get a penalty shot, but nevertheless, good back check by McPhee. Save Hardy. Now this game's starting to pick up the tempo. Now, McLeod through the neutral zone. Liam McLeod drops it here from Miller. Miller tries to step around his man, but is knocked off his stick. Berman rims it around the boards. Nobody home for the rush, and it'll come out, and here's Chisholm. Chips it on the boards to himself. Coming across is Berman to break that play up. McLean. Thrown out in front off the pads of Hardy, and Chisholm still on it now in behind. Leaves it there for McGinnis. He'll chip that in behind the goal. Liam McLeod is there to pick it up, and D-to-D pass to Berman. Tries to go back. Davison now picks it up off the half wall. Thrown out front for McGinnis. Jake McGinnis throws it down low. Davison tries to drop it back to his D, but nobody home, and that's going to go the length of the ice. Lewis. Now a 22-second power play for the Rush. And they'll have to start it from behind their own goal. Angus McLean leaves it there for Morrison. He'll step out from behind his goal. Lead pass. Rush can't get organized in the neutral zone. Allows the West Islanders to pick it up, and just like that, team's now back to 5-on-5. Giving up there on the half wall. Picking it up, Davison leaves it for Trenum. Trenum has time and options. Throws a shot on goal, and it's stopped by Hardy. .13:03 here in what's been an entertaining second period, as these two teams have opened it up quite a bit. As grade A chances on both ends of the rink. Draw one there by the Rush. Gideon chips it off the glass into the neutral zone. Trying to skate onto it there was Guthrow, but instead here's the West Islanders back in the offensive zone. Cross ice corner, McLean. Leaves it in behind the goal for Morrison. He'll stop up. Sees the pressure coming from both sides and plays it out into the neutral zone. Guthrow now skating onto it against Chisholm. But Gideon comes in, helps out, pins it along the boards, waiting for some help, but the Rush are in the middle of a line change. McDonald plays it ahead just out of the reach of Delaney. McLean stretch pass, hits Miller. Miller in stride. Bell kicks that aside. Good job by Trenum keeping Miller to the outside. Now into the cross corner it goes, and Ellis and Coda Lewis meet up for a puck battle along the wall. Trying to get it free now is Lewis. In behind the goal it goes, and Trenum picks it up for the Islanders, feeds it up for Kieran McDonald, who chips it off the glass and out. McPhee is going to flip that one up and out of play. Now Bass Christmas is out of the box. Face off deep in Rush territory, and they win the draw. Liam McLeod off the glass and out. Jonah Ellis spins off his man. Now he'll skate it through the neutral zone. Gets over the blue line. Leaves it there for McDonald's. The rush able to pick it up and get it out and clear the zone. Still back and forth into the neutral zone they go. So McEachran will try it again. Stretch pass just out of the reach of McDonald. Now Fleet skates onto it. Colby Fleet walks the blue line, feeds it across. McEachran tries to play it back down low for Fleet, not able to get there. Ellis one-hands it in behind the net for McEachran. Chips it in into the neutral zone. Both teams trying to gain the zone entry here, not able to do so. A lot of back and forth in the neutral zone so far. Now Berman gets flushed out from behind the net, causing a little bit of a turnover there as the West Islanders trying to pounce. Now 2-on-1 developing. Miller, good stick there, knocked out by McNeil, and they'll get it up the ice. But once again, not far enough. Morrison gets to the red line and dumps it in. Rimmed around the boards. Gideon keeps that in. Berman, his shot goes off a shin pad and into the corner. Bass Christmas gives chase, but the West Islanders now get it out. Watt in a foot race with Berman. Good stick by Berman. He'll get control, but Watt doesn't give up on the play, and he's still with it. In behind the goal, tries to stuff it. Not able to do so. Bass Christmas skates through. Big collision there between Bass Christmas and McNeil. Christmas's mask comes off. And this will give us an opportunity to head to our break.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community.
Bass Christmas back in the penalty box. Again, he can't play with your equipment, and his helmet kind of popped off there. So back to the power play are the West Islanders. Tipped in front, and they score. Kieran McDonald in front. Takes the great feed from the point. Tips it right between the wickets of Brighton Hardy. And another power play goal by the West Islanders has them up now 2-0 as we just crossed the halfway point in this one. Bell jumps on that, and we'll get a face-off in the Islanders zone. Andrea in to take the draw now for the rush. He'll win that back. Another puck battle along the wall. Trying to come free, and now the Islanders will get it out. As far as the blue line now, McDonald chips it in and gives chase, and he'll be the first one on it. Rimmed around, Chisholm throws it back down low, goes back up top for him. Now D-to-D pass for Trenum. His shot turned aside by Hardy. Chisholm keeps it in at the blue line once again. Still with it now. His shot off a shin pad. Trying to chip it out, and the rush will do just that. Coda Lewis trying to skate onto it. Sam Trenum breaks that play up. Weaving through the neutral zone once again now are the Islanders. McDonald has it knocked off his stick. McLean tries to cross ice feed, but it's broken up, and John McGinnis back to get it. Islanders play it up. Icing waved off. Liam McLeod goes back to get it. Leaves it there for his D partner Berman, who can't get the handle on it. Now Fleet tries to find it. And the rush get it out of the way. Miller. Knocked off the puck there by McNeil. Now the rush trying to play it out front, but it's broken up, and McGinnis will skate away with it. John McGinnis leaves it on a tee for Fleet. Swing and a miss. Into the corner it goes. Still battling down low. Now out front, Fleet. Kick save by Hardy. Pressure mounting here. Hardy. Big saves down low so far in this one. Turned over once again in the offensive zone. Thrown out front. That one skips over the stick of Fleet once more. Now Leo McLeod will pick it up and skate it out of the zone. Gets to the blue line, rims it around. Coming off the bench there is Laporte. Looks to be too many men on the ice being called here by the linesman. They'll converge with the officials. Appears as though Cape Breton West may be the guilty party. No, it in fact will be the Sydney Rush who are the guilty party. And they'll go back to the penalty kill. Draw one by the West Islanders. Back up top. Shot, save Hardy. Trying to scramble in front, trying to find it. He can't get a hold of it. Rush can't get it out of the zone. Trenum. Off a shin pad. Cross ice feed. Islanders still in control. Trenum shot. Hardy finds that through a crowd and holds on for the face-off. Another shot that gets through traffic and another glove save by Brighton Hardy. little over 5 minutes to go here in the second period. 1 minute to go in the man advantage. Ellis shot. Stick in the lane by McLeod. Gets that out of the way. Back up top, here's Ellis. Leaves it there. Shot. That one redirects at the last minute as Hardy lost track of it. And the Islanders still maintain control. Now Ellis shot, scores. Jonah Ellis with an absolute laser beam of a wrist shot. Goes up and over the shoulder of Breton Hardy. And another power play goal for the Cape Breton West Islanders, who now lead 3-0. Icing the call. Miller in to take the draw. It's won by the Islanders. Now, Coda Lewis. Another good stretch play there by Trenholm. Breaks that play up. Rough stuff starting to pick up here in front of the West Islanders bench. Again, temper starting to flare now between these two teams. As the referees try and separate them. Bass Christmas in the middle of it again. Looks like he'll get shown the gate. Also coming over to the penalty box, Matthew Delaney. Refs converging in front of the timekeeper here to sort out the penalty minutes. So right now it's Delaney in the penalty box for the Islanders. Bass Christmas has been shown the gate. Unsure yet if it's game misconduct or if it was just a 10 because we're down to 4 minutes left in the period. Berman's coming over, looks like, to serve a penalty. As well, Jack McGinnis now comes over to take a seat in the West Islanders penalty box. Christmas has been given an additional 2. So right now, scoreboard reading that the West Islanders will go back to the power play. As the coaches, both coaches now getting the explanation from the officials. So it appears when it's all said and done, Cape Breton West Islanders will go back to the power play. All 3 goals this afternoon coming on the man advantage for the West Islanders. And they'll go right back to work on this one. Ellis keeps it in at the point. Ellis scoring the last power play goal. Ellis shot, that one just goes wide. Now McDonald picks it up, throws it right back down low, hops over the stick of McDonald's. Now Ellis. Cross ice feed there for Kieran McDonald's. He'll still stick with it. Up top, now here's Ellis. Tries to get it through, but it's broken up there by the rush, and McLeod's able to get it down the ice. Broken up there by Andrea. In a puck battle with McGinnis. Aiden McDonald back to help out. He picks it up. And not able to get the zone, and the Rush are able to clear it down. 40 seconds now left in the man advantage. Watt enters the zone. Throws it down low behind the goal for Chisholm. Back to Watt. Comes out front. Shot turned aside by Hardy. Kept in at the line. Now Trenum. Drops it there for Chisholm. Back down low for Trenum. He tries to go back to him, but it's off the skate of Morrison, but Chisholm still with it now. Looks for his options. Takes the shot. That goes wide. Still on it now are the West Islanders. Penalty over. Teams back to even strength. A big kill for the Sydney Rush, as they are able to get it out of the zone. Played ahead, Chisholm. Circles back in. Tries to let it go, but Hardy falls on top of that. And will take a face-off. Big kill for the Sydney Rush. Looking to gain some momentum off of that, as we are under 2 minutes to play in the second. Cape Breton West Islanders up 3-0. Again, all 3 goals coming on the man advantage. Now Gideon gets it over the blue line. Syllaboy tries to knock it down low, but again, good stick there by Chisholm. Breaks that play up. Fleet. Berman can't keep it in. Colby Fleet skates onto it. Leaves it there for Chisholm. Berman takes away his time and space. Now here's Gideon trying to get a step. Gideon shot off the post, and it stays out. Still on it now is Gideon. In behind the goal. Tries to throw it out front. Can't get it over the stick there of Chisholm. Down low. Thrown out. Now here's McLeod. Liam McLeod, his shot off a shin pad. And the West Islanders will get it out. Here's Watt. Skating onto it. Stops up. Tries to find the trailer. Now coming off the bench is Hook Shorts. Along the wall it goes. Kick down low. Here's Chisholm. He can't get it back up top for Watt. Miller over for Andrea. Andrea gets around McNeil. Back up top for Miller in front. Bell stops that in the process, knocking the puck, or the net, sorry, off the pegs. And we will get a whistle and a face-off deep in the West territory. With 23 seconds to go here in the second period. Thrown out front there by the rush. Nobody home. Davison skating on to it. 10 seconds now. One last chance for one last play. To the corner it goes, and that will do it. A couple more power play goals go up on the board for the Cape Breton West Islanders, and after 40 minutes of play, it is Cape Breton West 3, Sydney Rush, no score. We will be back with third period action after this intermission.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
And welcome back as we get set for third period action here between the island rivals, Cape Breton West Islanders and the hometown Sydney Rush. Islanders with 3 power play goals so far in this one. And that is where we sit. Third period underway. Islanders try to play it in deep. Hard on it there is McDonald's, but McLeod separates the man from the puck, and they'll change directions. Rush not able to get it out. McPhee now able to bounce it off the glass and into the neutral zone. Here's Kieran McDonald. His shot, Hardy kicks that aside. Hunter McDonald now. Up top, Chisholm. Back for McDonald of the Kieran variety. Red line, and Chisholm will dump it back in, and the West Islanders will start a change. Lewis. Down low for Gideon. Thrown out front. Nobody home there for the Rush. Now skating it out through the neutral zone is Watt. Steps around McLean. Cross ice dump coming in to pick it up there is McNeil. Trying to walk out. Brighton Hardy hugs the post. And another big hit there, and a penalty coming up. Head contact, the call. As it's a big hit once more from Cooper McNeil. And the Sydney Rush will go to an early power play here in the third period. Up top, Gideon. Can't get a hold of it. Islanders control. Now they'll dump it up the ice. It goes off the back of McPhee. Offsides is the call. Berman tries to keep it in along the wall, but Will Chisholm gets that out. Played ahead. Here's Fleet. His shot, glove save by Hardy. Another face-off coming up deep inside Rush zone. Refs will try that one again. Fleet wasn't ready for the face-off. Now they'll try it again, and the Rush will win it once more. Berman gets to the blue line. Rush trying to get set up now in the zone. Morrison flips it across for Berman. Shot. That one didn't miss by much. Played back, but again, nobody there for the rush. And it'll go right back into their own zone. Morrison skates it out. Gets to the blue line, but no further. Penalty just about done as the teams get ready to go back to even strength. Morrison. Reverse for McLean. Up the boards for Miller. His forward progress impeded there by Aiden McDonald, so the rush will dump it in. Skips over the stick of Syllaboy. And away they come once more are the West Islanders. Hunter McDonald and Liam McLeod battle behind the boards. Puck comes free. Now with it is Davison. Up top for Chisholm. Still with it now. Cross ice feed for Trenum. His shot off the blocker of Hardy. And now down the ice. Chisholm picks up a head of steam. Now weaves his way through the neutral zone. Over the blue line. Drops it there for Aiden McDonald. Back down low, Davidson. Chips it in behind goal. Liam McLeod picks it up for the rush. Chips it on the boards, but not out. Back down low. Aiden McDonald walks out of the corner. Hardy stops that one. And will take the face-off. Face-off coming up to the left of Brighton Hardy. They'll try this one again. McGinnis in to take the draw for the Islanders. But won by the rush. Gideon chips it into the neutral zone. Skated on by Guthrow. He loses the handle. Into the neutral zone. Back onto the stick of the Sydney Rush. Now broken up there. Here's Watt in all alone. Watt, big save. Hardy. As Watt found an opening and some space, but Brighton Hardy puts the pad down. Big save there. Islanders getting set up once more. McCackern walks in off the line. Tipped in front. Hardy loses sight of it, but good job there by the Rush players. Now Watt, watched closely by Gideon. McCackern steps in over the blue line. Drops it there for McGinnis. He fans on that shot. It goes around to the other side where Watt is there waiting for it and tries to start a cycle. McLean bumped off the puck there by McDonald. Kieran McDonald. Shot, save Hardy. And he will hold on. .13:36 to go here. Round for Ellis. Drops it there and shot blocked on its way in. Shot there by McGinnis up top now for McCackern. Over for Ellis. They're going to try the same play again. Shot again, kicked aside by Hardy. Will Chisholm drops it back for McCackern. Over for Ellis. Looking for the high rotation once more, but it's not there. McEachran's shot up and over the net. Didn't miss by a ton. Ellis picks it up. Now, McEachran's shot. Rush under pressure in their own zone right now. Cape Breton West Islanders just really good cycle game going on. Cycling up top, cycling down low. Constant motion are the West Islanders on this shift. Now they're going to start a change in the middle of all of this as they maintain constant pressure and control. Now they try and play it back to the blue line. Nobody home. That allows the Sydney Rush to make a much-needed change. The West Islanders are going to try once again. Luke Chisholm dumps that in behind the goal. McLeod steps out around the net. And is a lead pass for Syllaboy. He steps over the blue line, but doesn't get any further. Aiden McDonald has the puck knocked off of his stick. Chipped back out into the neutral zone. The West Islanders retreat once more, and they'll start up ice again. Davidson. Cross ice feed. Again, McLeod with a good stick in the lane. However, Davidson picks it up once more. Syllaboy can't get a hold of it. Now Fleet shot off an ankle and into the corner. In behind the goal, it's Fleet once more. Tries to throw that out front. McPhee knocks that down. This time it's going to go off the glass, off the mesh, and out of play. Face off deep. Inside the Rush zone. Rush. Gain control and get it out. Face off now, get moved to just outside the West Islander zone. Miller chips it in down low. Back to get there is McNeil. Watched closely there by Coda Lewis. The Islanders gain control and chip it off the glass and out. Fleet loses an edge on his way there, so it gives Berman some time to get set up in behind his own net. Stretch pass trying to find Miller. But it's going to make its way all the way down to Jack Bell, who will cover it up and take the face off. Now puck ends up in behind the West Islanders goal. Played ahead for McDonald. Cross ice feed, tries to find Kieran McDonald, but Miller turns it up ice. Regrouping once more are the West Islanders. Cross ice feed, jumps over the stick of McDonald, and that will go the length of the ice for the icing call. McGinnis, all alone, steps over the blue line. Into the corner it goes. Angus McLean breaks that play up, chips it into the neutral zone. Kieran McDonald there to pick it up. Cross ice for McEachern, ahead for McGinnis, who chips it in as Kieran McDonald skates onto it. In behind the goal. Jammed up along the back wall, kicked out in front. Now McGinnis skating onto it. Hardy with a save. It's still out in front. Ellis. Cross for McEachern. Cross feed. What a save by Hardy. Getting that pad down at the last second. Some big saves from Brighton Hardy here this afternoon, keeping this game close. Offsides the call, gives us an opportunity to go to our sponsored timeout.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button.
Face-off coming up just outside the the Sydney Rush zone. Coda Lewis lining up to take the face-off. And he'll win that draw cleanly. Back for Berman. Ellis tries a forward pass. This one little out of the reach. Icing will be the call. Another draw, one there by Lewis. Turns and fires that one just a little wide. McEachern reverses course up the wall now for Delaney. Delaney finds some space. Feeds it over for Ellis. Ellis walks over the blue line. In behind the goal. Hook short throws it out front. There's Watt. Takes another spin. Now thrown out front. Rush scrambling to get it out of harm's way, and now they will. Berman, lead pass for Bass Christmas. Tries to step around Ellis, but Ellis eliminates man from puck. McEachern feeds it for Watt. Good stick by Berman. Penalty upcoming here to the West Islanders. Tripping will be the call. Thomas McEachern will be the guilty party. Golden opportunity right here for the Sydney Rush to get on the board with 7:40 to play. They can start to claw their way back into this one with a power play marker. McPhee, his shot goes off a stick in behind the goal, and enough for the West Islanders to pick it up and send it the length of the ice. McLeod goes out in front of his own net, loses the handles, forces the Rush to try again. Islanders pick it up and throw it back down the length of the ice. Hardy plays it up the wall. Drop back for McPhee. Now the Rush will start it out. They'll get into the zone. Miller stops up, looks for some options, so he throws it down into the corner for Gideon. He feeds Berman up on the point. Over from Morrison. Back for Berman. Knocked off his stick out of the zone, and Chisholm tries to pick up a loose puck, not able to do so. 30 seconds now left in the man advantage. Gideon weaves through the neutral zone. Shot there by Syllaboy. Is going to tip up and out of play. .25 seconds now left in the man advantage. Berman, shot gets through, kicked aside by Bell. Past Christmas has it knocked off his stick, back deep into the Rush zone. Morrison stops up behind his goal. Surveys the situation, now gets through the neutral zone. Teams back to even strength. Off the boards and down. Hardy is waiting for the icing, but again, the Cape Breton West Islanders beat out the call. Ellis walks over the line, tries to feed it over, but it's a good stick in the lane by Berman. Past Christmas picks that one up over the blue line. Cross ice feed, trying to find Syllaboy going to the back stick. Can't connect. McLean. Aggressive on the line, turns and fires. That one just over the net. Thrown back in, now thrown back up. Here's Hook Shorts in all alone. Shot off the post. And what a lucky bounce for Brighton Hardy as Hook Shorts with the move. But he's got Hardy beat, and he hits the post. And the puck stays out. What a chance for the West Islanders. Shot again, saved by Hardy. McEachern shot off Miller's shin pads. Into the corner it goes. Here's Watt. Up top for Trenum. Over for McEachern. Reads the pressure and throws it in deep. Rimmed around the boards. Watt picks it up. Back for Trenum. Down for Watt. Now finds McEachern in a seam. Shot that. Tries to hit a shin pad and in. Instead, it's in behind the goal. McPhee. Off the glass, but not out. Watt keeps it in. Tipped in front, and it ends up Under the glove of Hardy. He'll cover up for the face-off. .349 to go in the third period. West Islanders holding on to a 3-0 lead here. As again, the regular season, hard to believe, the regular season of the U18 League dwindling down, coming to an end as we get set for the second most important season, the playoffs. Business to take care of first here as we've got a little over 3 minutes to go in this one. And then, of course, these two teams will meet again tomorrow afternoon in Port Hood. Play it ahead. McDonald leaves it for Fleet. Thrown out front. Off a skate now into the corner. McGinnis shot off a shin pad. Fleet with it again. Starts to cycle down low. Up top, McGinnis walks the line. Fed down low for McEachern. He feeds that in. Chisholm thinks about coming off the blue line. Instead, Morrison will skate it out, but it's into the neutral zone and turn right back around there by the Islanders. Ellis loses the handle on it, and Miller turns it up ice. Here's Bass. Christmas shot kicked aside by Bell. Good chance there by the Rush. Another shot. That one tipped just wide. McPhee jumps in, keeps that play alive. Berman chips it in down low, but Ellis picks it up and feeds it across for McDonald. His shot, Hardy finds that, and he'll hold on. Under 2 to go here in the third period. .44-21 the shots on goal currently reading in favor of the West Islanders. Bass Christmas chips it into the zone. McEachern goes back to pick it up. Feeds it up the wall. McPhee finds that, throws it right back in. Bell comes out to play it in behind the goal. Leaves it for Trenum. Chips it up the wall for McDonald. He'll chip it ahead for Will Chisholm. Coming in, fed across. Trenum's wrong hand. He wasn't able to tap that one in now. A chip off the boards, and Miller skates onto it. Austin Miller in a puck battle there as it ends up down into the corner. Now here's Chisholm once more. He's got Aiden McDonald coming up in the play. McDonald's shot. Hardy finds that one and covers up. .52 seconds to go in this one. Face off in the Rush zone. One there off the crossbar and a quick release by Davison. Now another shot. Hardy finds that one. And he'll cover that one up as well. Puck squirts free, gets down the ice. Bell out to play it. 30 seconds now left in this one. Played ahead now, McNeil. Cooper McNeil throws towards goal. That goes wide. Played back down low. Trying to jam play it out front. Hardy stops that one. And that will do it from here in Membertou, as the home portion of the regular season schedule for the Sydney Rush comes to a close. It's the rival Cape Breton West Islanders who are going to walk away with a shutout victory. 21 save shutout for Jack Bell here this afternoon in Membertou, and the Cape Breton West Islanders come away with a 3-0 victory. We thank you for tuning in. And again, you can catch these two teams going right back at it tomorrow afternoon in Port Hood right here on High Button Sports.